Thank you to Zelda Symphony for sponsoring today's episode. Could Poe Dameron be turning to the dark side? That's what we're wondering after taking a look at some new info on an official Japanese Star Wars site. It's no secret that Poe Dameron, the cocky and charismatic Resistance fighter pilot, was supposed to die in the original draft of The Force Awakens, but after actor Oscar Isaac went to J.J. Abrams pleading for a reprieve, the character was spared and granted the remarkable ability to survive a pretty violent TIE fighter explosion. It was a move that left fans elated, especially ones who wanted to see some Resistance romance happen between him and Finn, but it also left the character kind of aimless. While Rey, Kylo, and the rest of the sequel trilogy gang had their storylines more or less mapped out, Poe had nothing but blank pages ahead of him. But now it looks like we may know what those pages are going to be filled with, and it's probably a whole lot more sinister than what you were expecting.
What?
The official Japanese Star Wars site just released some new character descriptions for The Last Jedi, and Poe's breakdown reads, Poe is shining as a leader of a courageous flying battalion, but while he is brave and a skilled pilot, both the First Order and the Resistance alike are starting to fear his dedication to the war effort. Now we should stress that these were all translated via Google, so the actual wording may be a tad off. But that is a pretty shocking description all the same. Of course, we'd hope that the First Order would be fearing Poe's piloting skills, but the fact that his teammates in the Resistance are also starting to become worried suggests that we're going to see the character starting to take a dark turn. Poe could become so obsessed with the war effort that his sense of right and wrong begin to waver, and while he may be fighting for the good guys, he might be doing it in some pretty questionable ways. Now, it's really something we've never seen in Star Wars before. I mean, moral ambiguity.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Or at least something that we've never really seen done successfully. Perhaps there were supposed to be shades of gray in Anakin's turn to the dark side, but he kind of goes from zero to slaughtering dozens of sand people pretty quickly. For the most part, however, Star Wars has always drawn some pretty stark lines between the good and the bad, the light and the dark, but if there's a guy to finally introduce a middle ground, director Rian Johnson would seem to be it. From Brick to Looper to even his episodes of Breaking Bad, his genre work has always featured morally questionable anti-heroes, so maybe he's using Poe as an opportunity to introduce some of those personal touches to Star Wars. Plus, it feels like it would tie in nicely with a lot of the themes we're already expecting from The Last Jedi. As we've speculated before, we think the new trilogy is building to Rey and Kylo coming together to create the Grey Jedi, a new order that attempts to balance the light and the dark side. Maybe Poe is being built out as a counter-argument to that, an example of the bad that can happen when you lose all sight of right and wrong. Let's just hope BB-8 can bring him back from the brink of evil. Of course, now the site didn't stop with Poe, it did shed some light on some other characters as well. The translated description also reveals Kylo's biggest secret, that he's not able to impress Supreme Leader Snoke. Oh wait. That's not a secret at all.
Kylo Ren is a punk bitch.
But what is revealing about this write-up is that it confirms what many of us have suspected after seeing the latest trailer, that not only is Snoke disappointed with Kylo's progress in the dark side, but he's actively seeking out Rey in hopes of replacing his current meh apprentice with someone whose raw power can be put to evil use. Based on the trailer, we're thinking Kylo will fail to kill his mama, which will then deepen the rift between him and Snoke. In the Rey section, we get an even more pointed hint about her meeting her hero Luke. Rey instead found a man who disagrees with her expectations. We have heard for a while, and even from Daisy Ridley herself, that this would be the dynamic between Rey and Luke, and now we wonder whether this could mean that their interaction will become even more adversarial than we initially thought. With Rey's face-to-face with Snoke, plus her seeking out guidance and context for her place in all of this, it seems pretty clear that she will quickly turn her curiosity from a disillusioned Luke to whoever can help her figure out where she belongs. And as for Finn, he is at a crossroads over his role in the war, which is super interesting since we know that he's playing spy for the Resistance infiltrating the First Order. Is he considering turning back to the dark side once he puts on that fancy black suit? And Phasma is described as determined to destroy the Resistance and settle a private grudge. No doubt that grudge is with Finn, the defector who was under her command when he helped start the chain of events that brought about the destruction of the Starkiller base.
The name's Finn, and I'm in charge. I'm in charge now, Phasma. I'm in charge.
Bring it down. Bring it down.
But what do you think? Will The Last Jedi be able to pull off moral ambiguity in Star Wars? And will our Poe-Finn ship be torn apart by the First Order? And do all moral shades of gray prove that we are getting Grey Jedi? Let's discuss. And now it's time to sit back and enjoy the sweet sounds of over 30 years of Zelda with the Legend of Zelda Symphony of the Goddesses World Tour. This live full orchestra concert will feature gameplay from 3 decades of Zelda on a giant screen, plus a highly anticipated movement from Breath of the Wild, along with all of the classics, Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Skyward Sword, and many, many more. Zelda Symphony continues their tour after sold-out shows on the West Coast. Just check out mgplive.com/Zelda Tour for exclusive deals on tickets and head to zelda-symphony.com for the full 40-city tour schedule as they make their way across North America and Europe through January 1st. And be sure to use promo code LOZ15 to get 15% off tickets in select cities now through Halloween night, October 31st at 11:59 p.m.